Hey there, friend. Welcome to Cosy Coaching.
Hi, I'm Sinitta, your mindset and confidence coach, and we are getting real about self-growth, one late night chat at a time. Let's get into today. Hello, welcome back. Let's get into today's episode, and I want to talk to you about the biggest mistake that you can make on your self-growth journey, thinking that you need to become somebody new, like you need to glow up, you need to level up, but all of that, it just isn't enough, and the belief that's holding you back is what's going to keep you stuck in the same position and not thriving as you should. So think about it. Like social media pushes this forward, like glow up, level up. Like I was the biggest advocate of glowing up. I thought I really needed to become somebody new because I wasn't satisfied with where I am. And yes, that's okay. But what's exhausting is that you are looking at somebody else's habits and lifestyle, and then you're trying to take parts of theirs and make it yours and say that this is who I am now. But what happens is that you start to do those things and all of a sudden it doesn't stick. It doesn't fit your lifestyle because you haven't created it for yourself, and it's so exhausting trying to be something that you're not instead of creating things specifically for you. What energy do you have? What season of life are you in? What is actually going on in your life? And I found that once I stopped and I looked at who I was, that's when I became way more comfortable with building habits and systems that fit who I was, not who I believed I need to be or what I saw from other people. And it's so hard to get yourself out of that mindset. But you have to just slow it down and cut out all the noise in order to just move forward in the way that you want and the way that's going to make it more sustainable. Because nothing's worse than you see somebody else's, let's say, morning routine and you're like, yep, love that, I'm going to try that. You try it for a few days or a couple of weeks, you inevitably fall off because life gets busy or life gets loud, and you are then like scrambling to try and fit this into your life. Then you start to talk negatively to yourself. Oh, I can't do that. I'm not made for this. That's for everybody else. I'm not successful. And you start speaking down about yourself. And it's not the habit. It's not the person who you copied. It's you not knowing who it is that you are, and to reclaim who you are right now. At the bottom of everything, you've piled all these things on top and you've forgotten who you are at the crux of everything. And that is the key thing. And that's what I want you to know. You don't need to become someone new. You have everything inside of you, and you can build habits and systems that fit your life, that can help you to grow and achieve your goals, so you don't speak negatively about yourself. You don't end up on, oh, I'll start on Monday. Oh, that dreaded I'll start on Monday, or I'll start on the 1st of the month. We're not doing that over here. We're not doing that anymore. We're cutting the faff, we're cutting the noise, and we're getting back to who we are. And what I want you to see is when you try to become someone new, you're actually rejecting who you are as a person. Remember the life things that you've gone through, the experiences that you've had, even the trauma that you may have sustained. Those have helped you to get where you are now. And I always say that you need to thank who you are right now, because she decided that she wanted more for life, that she wanted to push herself beyond the barriers that she's put on herself. Remember, that's the person who's got you here. So you can take inspiration from other people, but think about, what's your energy like? What's your actual schedule like? What are the things that you've got going on in your life? And how can you then pull from that into your life and then make it your own? Don't make it somebody else's life, because you're performing at the end of the day. You're not living the life that you have. You can create the life that you want, but you have to take control of that, and you can't be living a life that's not your own. I want you to ask this question. Do you know your values? Do you know who you are? Because it's easy to get lost in the noise of everything. Like, do you know who you are? Your values, what you stand for, what you don't stand for, things that you no longer want to put up with anymore, things that you want to get the hell out of here, things that you want to actually remember, hold on, I used to love that, and I've put it to the side because responsibilities have come up. People need things from me. And you forget the things that you love and the things that fills your cup and that things that you need out of life. That's what you want to ask yourself. Who am I? It's so simple. Who am I? Once you know who you are, then this journey is going to be so much easier. But I do want to preface this, is that you will know, once you know who you are, sometimes it will change just a little bit, because in order for you to just push that boundary of comfort, sometimes you have to step into it, the next version of you. What does that look like? Can you sustain it? Is it viable? I don't talk about reinvention, because reinvention for me is it's starting from scratch. It's right at the beginning. It's great in a way, but it is not long-term sustainability. And I want to advocate for reclaiming who you are, because remember what I said before, all those things that get piled on top. Like for me, it was I became a mum, I wanted a better career, I wanted a business, I wanted a personal brand, I got lost in all of those things that I lost a little bit of me in between, because I was searching for this new person, like putting all these new habits in and structure in my life, and it didn't fit my life to the core of who my being was. And it's so important for you to really just acknowledge who you are and what you stand for. It's not a reinvention, it's a reclaiming of who you are. That woman, that strong ass woman that is not ready to lie down and be comfortable in life. She wants to push the barriers of life. You have to really, really know yourself. And sometimes it's hard to look at yourself, and it's hard to think about the things that might be holding you back. I recently took a break from my business, from everything, from social media, everything. I was like, I need to come back to who I am. I'm talking about a lot of things, but what do I really stand for? What is at the heart of this business that I'm building, this coaching business? What do I want to actually help women with? And that was it. I don't want to perform anymore. I want to be unapologetic. I want to be unapologetic. I want to be free. I want to be the most confident version of myself. And that takes a real hard look at yourself. I went to therapy. I spoke a lot about grief at that time, because that's the reason why I went to therapy, because I was grieving my mum, and I really wanted to understand how I can talk about my mum and be happy that she's not here, but be grateful for the years that I had prior to her passing away. And out of all of that, it made me realize that I had a small identity issue. I don't know if for you this is and it was hard for me to acknowledge that I had an identity issue, because I've been coaching, I've been talking, I've been doing all of these things, but really had I really reclaimed me, like wholeheartedly, unapologetically? I'm not perfect. Sometimes I say the wrong thing. I don't articulate myself very well, but those are things that I want to work on. Those are things that I want to learn. But also, there are big things that make me Sinitta. So it's important for me to stand on business and not worry about what anybody's going to think of me. I'm not a polished coach. I don't want to be a polished coach. It might look back on this in 10 years time and be like, girl, and be a much more fluent version of myself. But if I don't practice now and I don't put these things in place to be the real version of myself, how can I coach anybody to be the real version of themselves? How can I help you to really like blossom and flower into the powerhouse of a woman that I know that you can be? So I had to solo everything that if you watched last week's episode, you'll know that the powers that be, God and my mum, came into my life and was like, no, we're not doing this, my girl. Like, let's take it back. We're not doing all of this way. And that was the biggest thing that I could have done, was really just slow everything down and come back to myself. And that's what I want you to do as well. Habits and systems aren't there to make you a whole new person. They're there to help you to show up as the version of you that you need to be in order to achieve the goals that you want, to go after your dreams. That's what they're there for. If you try and take it from somebody else, it's not going to be sustainable. You're not going to be able to keep on doing it forever. If you build a habit, you want to be able to continue that. You want a system that, if, like for me, if my child gets sick and I can't go for a workout, what can I do instead of that? It's all about building things in the life that you have done. So for me, I used to be all or nothing. It's either I'm waking up early and I'm doing all the workouts, I'm getting my steps in, I'm eating healthy. If I'm not doing all of that, God forbid one thing goes awry, I'm like, I'm not doing anything then, because it wasn't sustainable. It didn't fit my life. And what I've come to realize, which is a really powerful point, is that you can have several habits that go together. So like I said, I have my routine. So my routine is, if I wake up, I like to light my incense sticks, I like to put on gospel music, get my kids ready. I go to the gym. The other week, my son was ill. I couldn't go to the gym, so I had to be like, let's go for a walk instead. So we went for a walk when he was feeling a little bit better. At lunchtime, we went for a little 10-minute walk. How easy is that to do? It's not about all or nothing. It's about how can you support the life that I'm in. And sometimes you just have to have several little routines that are like, if this happens, I do that. If this happens, I go and do that. And you try to predict what could possibly derail you from your normal schedule. And that's what I found like the most powerful change that I could make. So don't be hard on yourself. Again, sit down. Who am I? What things do I need to do to support this goal? I want to be a coach. I know that I need to film on a certain day. I make sure that I film on that day. And if things change, what other day can I film? I know I want my episodes to go out on a Thursday. I've literally got about 2 days. Can I batch curate? Can I film on the weekend? Sometimes you just have to make a little bit of sacrifices to get to where you are. And it's just about building that into your life. And this era of life, it isn't about over productivity. I've learned that more so than ever in these last few months, that it isn't about over producing, over productivity, because that is stopping you from really getting to the point of like, where am I going? And if you're constantly going, you're on that hamster wheel and you're just constantly going, you have to get off, stop and look at yourself. And it can be so revealing and hard, but it will get you to where you need to be. And so many people don't want to do the work. They just want the end results, or they want to put these things in place. But you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself. It is the basis of any self-growth journey, and I'm going to stand on business on that. Like, do you actually know who you are in order to build these habits, to become that version of you that can go after their dream life and live that life? I took productivity as the way that was the only way. Like, let me keep producing, let me keep putting things out there because something will stick. But in actual fact, it took away who I was. It took away the human element of who I was. Like, I'm imperfect. I ramble. Sometimes I don't even get to the point. And you know what, right? Sometimes that's okay. I don't need to have a beginning, middle, and the end of things. And I don't need to be so polished. I really had to just like be like, God, give me the words that I need to tell these women of how I've become who I want to be. Because I look back on a year ago, 2 years ago, and I'm not that version of me anymore, but I have grown so much and I've learned so much from her. And I want to bring back the fun and the whimsy. And I'm 40, I'm going to be 40 and I want to be free and unapologetic. And whoever likes me, and whoever doesn't, bruh, keep it moving. Like, I don't care. And I learned that I don't need to be liked by everybody. But the things that I'm building, the life that I want, just requires me to go a little bit deeper and build those routines. Because routine, people will tell you that routine is boring, but when I tell you structure and routine, your habits and your systems, that will get you to where you want to be and the version of you that you look back on and you're like, I love that girl. And I'm not about to stop. And you'll find so many different ways to just love yourself a little bit more. And yeah, I love a glow up, I'm not gonna lie, but for me that is the putting on a face bar, that's self-care, that's being like taking everything that I love from like makeup and fashion and travel and all of that and putting it all together, because you can achieve the things that you didn't think that you could achieve. And look at all of this in its entirety. And I have described it as a scaffold. So think about it like when you see a scaffolding on the outside of a building. Every pole, every plank, every nut and bolt has to be put in the right place for that structure to be built. And that's what you're doing when you are building those habits and systems. You are building that structure on the outside to support you, the building, on the inside. And that's what you need. Just build it one plank, one pole, one nut at a time. You can't get to the top straight away. You have to go through the stages, and you'll go through all the stages, like me, like with my glow up version, me with my let's do a morning routine that doesn't fit my lifestyle, but I liked what it looked like on social media, and let me see if I can do that, forgetting that I've got school run to do, that I've got to be in the office to go and do my job. I'm working 8 till 5. Some of the routines that you're seeing are from people who are self-employed, staying at home all day. They have the luxury of time. They have the luxury to do all of those things. It's so hard. Even right now at the moment, I am currently training for a triathlon, and every single video that I see, that the person training is self-employed, that could train twice a day or 3 times a day. They don't have a 9 till 5. They don't have kids. So when I was trying to build my triathlon training plan, I had to remember that I've got all of these other things and I can only train a certain amount of time. How am I going to get to that physical ability to be able to do an actual marathon? I've had to scale back some of my training to fit in with my life. And I have been training consistently for 5 months because I've tailored the training plan to my lifestyle and not to these people who have got the whole day to train or can go off and train in the middle of the day. I don't have that luxury. And me, I don't want to train in the evening because I promise I'm beat by the end of the day. I like to get my workout in early doors if I can. If I need to go on a weekend, I'll go on a weekend. I haven't needed to, thank God. But in about 2 months, I'm going to have to up my training and be out there at the weekend when I don't want to be, and structure my life around that. So structure it around the version that you are. Every scaffolding, every bolt, everything has to be put in place to support you in the season of life that you're in right now. And I'll stand on business for that one. I won't. Build the structure. Build the foundation, and everything else will come and support it. Another question I want you to ask yourself is, what do I need in this season of life to thrive? Like, what is that thing that you need? And what I have taken that I need for this season, because I'm now currently in another season of my life, is that I need to give myself a kick up the butt, right? And I don't feel like I've been coasting, but it can feel like that sometimes. But it wasn't because I didn't want to. It was actually, when I thought about it, it was because I was scared. I was scared to see what happened. I was scared to put myself out there. And if you're watching it this week, if you're watching Cosy Coaching this week, in May 2026, I have put out a post this week to put out a Blossom and Brunch event where we get together and talk about Emma Gree's book, Start With Yourself. And I have had these brunches on my bingo card. It was on my business plan. I'd thought about it. It'd come to me about 6 months ago. I was like, yeah, I want to do Blossom and Brunches. And I was laughing about it. I was like, oh, that'd be wicked. Like, I love that. Like, small, intimate group where I can coach and we can all, like, get together. We can connect with people. Like, not a big, massive event, but something small and intimate that we can really get to know each other. And then I saw a post about a lady who had done something similar, but she had tailored it towards Emma Gree's book. And I was like, bet. I'm going to steal that idea and steal that idea about Emma Gree's book. I already had the brunch idea, but I was like, I love that. And she just did it. She didn't wait to see. I can't remember if I think she does have a following, but I just love that energy that she was like, F it, let's do this. You guys want to do this? I want to do this. Let's do it. And I was like, sometimes you just got to have no fear and you've got to put yourself out there. And this, I would love, if you're interested, leave a comment below. I am so down for this. And it'll be like a small, intimate gathering in a private room. We'll get together and we'll talk about Emma Green's book and pull out some key nuggets. We'll connect. We'll have some brunch. We'll have some chats. That's what I really want to do. So it's about feeling the fear and doing it anyways. And that's the era of my life I'm in right now. I'm in my effort season. Let's go. Let's do something scary. So think about like what season of life are you in right now, and where do you want to go? And what do you need to support yourself on that? So I want to give you my 3 R's. I used to have the 3 C's. We're now moved on to the 3 R's. So I want you to reclaim who you are. Like, just take it back. Like, who am I right now? And what season of life am I in? What energy do I have? What capacity do I have? What time do I have to achieve these goals? And then I want you to get to the root. What are the habits and systems that you need to support those dreams and goals that you want? Like, build those out. And then it's about rising. It's time to go. It's time to do some things. It's time to put yourself out there, whatever that is, whether that is telling your manager that you want a promotion and this is the work that you've done and this is where you feel that you could add value, and that what promotion would look like for you. If you want to start a business, don't. I wanted to be a virtual assistant a few years ago. I built a website by myself. I've never built a website in my life. And when I tell you, I sat down every single night and I did it. And yeah, that's no longer where I am right now. But that was the start of how I got to here, because I just started to do things and not worry about what did anybody else think about me, or is this dream too small or too big for me. Just go for it. Like, you don't need to have all the answers and all the tools in your arsenal yet. You can just try, and the things will eventually reveal themselves. You might find that you will go on a different path, or that as my pastor would say, your destiny helper will come and will help to support that goal and push you forward. You never know what could happen, but it's time to rise out of the ashes. And rise out of the ashes and show up unapologetically, authentically yourself. Like, no F's given. It's time to just move. Sometimes we can, in this lifetime, we are conditioned by what's happening in life, or what's happened to us, and it's time to just shake them off. 2026 is the year. I've learned in this last year as well that life is finite. It's so small, and I'm gonna tell you something, like, and it might either rock you or it might motivate you. I've lost both of my parents. Neither of my parents made it to pension age. And that scares the hell out of me. But it's also made me realize that the time is now, and I can't wait for anything or anyone to tell me what my life should look like. I need to go out there and just F it all up, and I need to go out there and be the best version of myself, to show myself that this is possible. But I've got 2 little kids watching me as well, and I want them to know that life is for living, life is for now, and you can't wait for permission from anybody else to tell you what you need to do. You need to be the person that goes after your dreams, and you be the inspiration for somebody else as well. So the time is now. Okay, so we're at that time, and I'm going to give you something to take away for you to do. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to set a 10-minute timer, and I want you to answer the question, who was I before? Before any responsibilities, any roles that you needed to play, any people pleasing, anything that made you feel like you was your 100% authentic self. And you might need to take it back to when you was a kid. What did you like then? What did you used to do then that really just lit you up? We're now at the portion when it's time for you to do some homework. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to set yourself a 10-minute timer, and I want you to answer this question. Who was I before? That's it. Who was I before? Let your pen write. Be free. Who were you before the roles became along, before responsibilities became a thing, before people pleasing took over? But I want you, what are those things that you used to do with zero apologies, 100% authentically yourself? What was those things? And I want you to go back to that person. And one of the things that I used to do is that I used to always be like, I'm not a morning person, I'm not creative. I used to say those things to myself all the time. And when I removed both of those things and I gave things a little bit of a go, I realized, oh yeah, I am a morning person and I'm very creative. So what the hell was I doing? I removed all of those things that made me feel those ways. Like, I used to be so free with how I used to dress. Like, one of the things that I used to do, I went to a Catholic school, and one of the things that we weren't allowed to do was like color our hair or anything. But one thing about me, a coloured bobble or a coloured hairband, I used to put my hair into these like crazy hairstyles, and I used to put these coloured baubles and bobbles in, and I used to be like free. I didn't worry about what anybody at school thought about me. That was my little stamp to be like, okay, I can't do what you say I'm do, but this is what I'm going to do on the other side. And that's what I loved. And some of the things that I have left in my social media, like I stopped doing like makeup on screen. I stopped like taking pictures of my fashion, doing get ready with me. Yeah, I want to do those things. I like those things. Like, I'm not a fashionista, but let me put my outfit together and let me look pretty. That's what I like to do. So I brought that back to my channel because that's what I used to love to do. So why have I stopped that part of me because I want to be a coach? No, part of my personal brand is me being put together and feeling like $100 when I'm out and about. Well, I'm going to show you that. Like, I'm doing it anyways. I'm going to put the camera on and show you now. Those things that you just made you feel like you couldn't do those things anymore. And I want you to write freely about that as well. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to audit one habit. So take one habit of yours. Is it yours? Does it fit your lifestyle? The life that you're in, your energy that you have, the season of life that you're in right now, does it fit? If yes, keep it. If it feels like it's somebody else's, or you've seen someone on social media and you thought it was cute and it doesn't fit those things, then get rid of it. Or tweak it so it does fit into your lifestyle if you think that it is going to support the person that you want to be. I used to always be like, I'm a night owl, and I used to stay up late watching TV, watching reality TV. And one of the things that I just stopped doing was watching reality TV. I was like, and you'll probably hate me for this one, but I stopped watching Love Island. I was like, I am, and this is no offense to anybody that watches Love Island, because you might love it, and I love that for you. It's just not for me. It got to the point where I was just like, I'm watching these 20-something-year-olds go and be on this island and date and feel like they own these people, and I just felt like I can't actually do this anymore. This is just not for me. This is not bringing me any kind of joy. I feel like I've wasted an hour of my night. So I got rid of that, and I really started to build a routine. Like, I have a night shift at home where I close down the downstairs of my house, and it's all in order. When I come down, it's gorgeous. I love it in the mornings. And it wasn't doing that before. I was just a night owl that used to stay up and watch TV. Now I have some structure to my night. And I actually go to bed early. Sometimes I like to stay up a little late, and then I feel it in the morning. But most of the time, I am doing my nighttime close down, and then I'm relaxing and I'm chilling. It's not this whole hoo-ha. I love to do my skincare. I like to do my hair, and I just have that simple routine, and it fills me up at the end of the night. So just audit one of your habits, see if it fits you. If not, tweak it. If not, get rid and find a new one. And that's it. And I'm going to leave you here, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And my girl, keep on blossoming. See you next time. Bye.